I want to welcome you to another show on the What's Up Show. And today we're going to be talking about the moon. Alright, I have a friend. His name is Mark. He lives over there in Huntington Beach and all. And he's been doing the subjects, the debunking and talking about man not going to the moon. He calls them astronauts, meaning that they did not go to the moon. Now, there's plenty of people out there that believe that we went to the moon. And why do you believe that? Because you saw it on TV. You dig? And a lot of you out there believe what you see on TV. Well, I've been watching Mark for like about 10 or 15 years. This guy's pretty smart. Smart cookie. We both come from the same state of Kansas. I'm from Manhattan, Kansas. And he's down there where I think it's Derby or something like that. But we both see about the same way, you know. But I just want to go over some moon hoax claims and what the debunkers say. So Mark likes to sit back in his guest garage and smoke these expensive cigars. But I'm not rich like Mark is. So I got my little vapor deal here. And I'm not sitting outside either. Just got to sit over here in this living room and do my little thing. Alright, let's start off with the first one. Let's start off with no stars visible. If you ever go out, and you can go take your computer out and go find these NASA pictures. Alright, go find them. You'll notice in all the backgrounds, there's no stars. I mean, when I go outside, I see millions of stars. And when I get outside the city limit, I see trillions of stars. So you would think that if you are on the moon and there's no atmosphere at all, you could just see trillions and trillions of stars, right? I mean, they put the doggone Hubble telescope up there, and what's that Hubble telescope doing? I'll tell you what it's doing. It's taking pictures of the stars. So if you got a flying telescope in outer space taking pictures of the stars, the doggone camera should be able to take photos of the stars too. We take photos of stars here on the earth, so why can't you take them out there on the while you're walking around on the so-called moon? Alright, now to debunk that, the debunkers say that, well, the camera exposure was set for the bright lunar surface. They say that the surface was so bright, standing on the moon, that the stars were too faint to see, right? So if the surface was so bright, then why don't you just get back in the doggone limb where you're not outside? Get back in the spacecraft, right? And take a picture. Oh, how about this? Why don't you take some pictures on the way to the moon? See, there ain't no stars in the pictures when they traveling from the earth to the moon, or from the moon back to the earth. Second thing, I want you to go find that flag that they planted. Neil Armstrong and what's that other guy? They planted the flag, and the flag waving all over the place, just like this. Huh? Just waving back and forth. Waving like a great big air conditioning fan was blowing all over the place. Right? How can the flag be blown around if there's no doggone atmosphere or no air or whatever gas is up there is moving around? Right? But the flag blowing all back and forth made me want to sit there and say the Pledge of Allegiance or something. Alright, but the debunker says that the flag had a horizontal ride, and that when Buzz Aldrin kicked the bottom of the pole, it rippled all the way through the pole and made the flag swing all back and forth. So I want you to take and go get a flag on a pole. I want you to kick the bottom of it, and I want you to see, does the flag wave all back and forth? Does it wave all back and forth when you go kick it? Go over there. I live across the street from the school. I'm gonna go over there and kick that pole, that 100-foot pole. I'm gonna hit it with a doggone sledgehammer and see, does the flag go back and forth and back and forth. Alright? Third thing, multiple light sources. Okay? We got one shadow going one way and another shadow going another way. Like in my house, I got shadows going all over the place. And the reason I got shadows going all over the doggone place is because I got lights. I got light over here, light right there, lights over here, lights over here. I got a studio light here. There's one on this flank. And the shadows are different, going in different directions. But wait a minute. When you're on the doggone moon or when you're in outer space, there's only one light source. Can anybody tell me what that one light source is? I'll go ahead and take a couple puffs. I think they even got a basketball team named after it. Anybody figure it out yet? Oh yeah. It's the doggone sun. So if the sun is the only light source supposed to be out there, then all the shadows should be going the same way. Unless there's some crack or something and it divots a little bit and goes, all the shadows should go the same way. Now I want you to look at them NASA pictures. I want you to look at them rocks on the ground. I want you to look at the tripod, like this tripod thing right here on this camera here. I want you to look at the tripod and see, do you see one shadow going one way and one going the other way? Do you see that? I got my little board here. All the shadows should be going in the same direction. What if I put this up here? Yeah, they all should be going in the same direction, because the sun is the only light source. The sun is the only light source, so all the shadows should be going in one direction, see? But if you got different light sources, right? You got different light sources. You might have something going this way and something going this way, right? You might have shadows going in different directions, you see? And the reason that you got shadows going in different directions is because you got multiple light sources. Now, where can you find a place that has a whole lot of light sources? Where can you find that place? Let me take a drag on this. Well, I know. You can find it on a movie studio. Right? In a movie studio, they got hundreds of lights going all over the place. Right? And they got lights shining. It makes hot spots. It's lighting up stuff in the dark. When you're in the shadow, you're still lit up. And why is that? Because you got a floodlight on you. Right? So look at those pictures and see, do you see people that are in the shadows of other things and they still lit up real good? How about when Buzz Aldrin was walking out of the lib, right? His suit was all lit up. He had hot spots all on his boots. Things was just glowing, right? Just like my glasses. Hot spots, right? But the debunkers will say, well, you know, the ground was uneven, the terrain was uneven, and the sunlight was reflecting off the surface, and it created angles, right? And so that's why the shadows were going in different directions. Okay, that's fine. All right. Let's talk about photography. Mark comes from a family that deals with what's this thing called a Hasselblad camera. One of the best cameras in the world. And people pay hundreds and thousands of dollars to get the perfect shot, right? So to get a perfect shot, you gotta take a picture over and over and over and refine it. You gotta have experts to show you how to do it, what props you're gonna put in, what's the lighting, the time, the atmosphere, everything to get the perfect shot. Well, the astronauts had their Hasselblad. I'm probably saying that wrong, but they had their camera mounted to the chest. They had a camera mounted to their doggone chest, right? And let's just pretend like this is a camera. They had it mounted to their chest, so they had to go around like this to take pictures. Now, do you really think that you can take a perfect picture with the camera mounted to your chest? Now, you got a space helmet on, you can't even look down, right? You got these great big mitts for gloves that you can barely handle or even feel what you're doing. But every picture, just about every picture that Buzz took, it came out perfect. He took these perfect pictures. Some of the pictures he didn't take was a picture of the planet Earth, right? And he only took one picture of John Glenn. Now you would think that, gee, John Glenn is the first man to step out on the moon, and they only took one picture of him. And this is the first time man has ever traveled off of planet Earth, ever, in the creation of man, unless there were some space aliens. There might have been space aliens here that built them pyramids and all that stuff. That's another story. You know, and they could have been just going back and forth just like us crossing the street. But let's just pretend like no other man has ever left this doggone planet. And if you did leave the planet, what picture would you want to take? Let me let you think about that for a minute. Okay. For you people that can't get that, if you was to go to Egypt and look at that pyramid, the Giza and the Sphinx sitting there, okay, would you want to be taking pictures of the sand? If you went to Niagara Falls, right, and seen that big waterfall, would you want to go be taking pictures of the parking lot and the toilet Huh? Or the taco truck over there? Is that what you would want to be taking a picture of? Hell no. If I was out there in that spaceship, most of my pictures would be of planet Earth. Care less about the moon. It'd be planet Earth and my space buddies that are out there with me. Those are the pictures I'd be taking. Especially John Glenn, I'd be taking a picture of him big time because he's the first man to ever walk on the doggone moon. But they're going to say, the debunkers are going to say that they took thousands of photos and only the best are publicized and many were blurry and flawed. Okay, they did take thousands of pictures. Somebody computed that all the thousands of pictures that they took on each one of these flights, they were snapping pictures every 10 to 15 seconds. That's right. They were snapping pictures 10 to 15 seconds with the doggone Hasselblad camera on their chest. They didn't have nothing else to do. Didn't go pee or poop. Didn't take a look at the instrumentations. They was just click, 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 click all the time. Right? And every picture, just about every picture was picture perfect. Alright. We're halfway through. Let's talk about something that's invisible that'll fry you. Matter of fact, the radiologist just called me up again and want to take x-rays because I'm getting close to 70 years old. They can't find nothing wrong with me, but they just keep telling me to come back. They might be able to find something. Then they get to prescribe me a whole bunch of pills and taking some vaccines in me, see? And I know that if I start taking pills and vaccines, I'll probably die the next day. But they can't find nothing wrong with me. Right? I smoke. I drink. I gamble. And I like women. Right? And I do all kind of dangerous stuff. But I'm still here. Right? And I'm enjoying life. Why be all healthy and everything? And then you die. And then the only person that'll be talking about you is the coroner. Talking about, oh man, he really is healthy. Look at the muscles. He's got clean lungs. His heart is all nice and everything. Okay, don't make no doggone difference. You're dead. Alright. So, they want me to go get these x-rays and stuff. And one thing that'll kill you, and you don't even know it, is radiation. There's radiation all over the place. If you live down in the basement in the cellar, the bricks is throwing out radiation on you. You can only take so much radiation a year.